Hey guys, um, I just wanted to make a relatively quick video to talk about our new format that we're attempting to do with adult Sunday school classes. So, just generally speaking, Sunday school before the church service, um, there hasn't been a lot of attendance. We've ranged from 2 to 10 people on any given Sunday, mostly towards the two people. And so we're committed to the idea that we need more elements of teaching outside of just the sermon on Sunday and then also our discussions and community groups. And so we wanted to create a format that would be a little bit more flexible and doable for the congregation. And so essentially, we have our treasure classes for our kids at the 9 a.m. Sunday school hour. So we have treasure tots all the way up through kindergarten. We have treasure seekers, which is first grade through sixth grade. And then we're starting our treasure keepers, which is seventh grade through 12th grade. That's at 9 a.m. on every Sunday except for fifth Sundays. And we're going to start a new format for the adult classes called Treasure Forums. And these will be modular classes that essentially happen over 2 month time periods where you meet together 4 times. So once every 2 weeks for about 2 hours to have a forum discussion. Now, the major difference, besides the flexibility of meeting outside of the Sunday, um, before church hour, um, the main difference is that this will include a little bit more in-depth reading. So there's some pre-work. There's going to be some assignments that go along with it, and then there's the forum discussions. So I want to just take a little bit of time and kind of show you some of the documents that we're going to put out so that you guys have this that just explain the different aspects of Treasure Form. And I want to just briefly introduce the first class that we're going to start mid-September. That'll probably be the only class that we offer in 2025, but then we will start our second class sometime mid-January or a little bit later, maybe even beginning of February. That's how months work. So let me share my screen real quick with you so you can see some of the stuff. So this is just on the idea of the treasure form. So, Remedy's Treasure Forum provides an opportunity for pastors of Remedy to invest in and disciple members within the church through intentional and focused discipleship. The aim of the forum is for participants to have a space that fosters spiritual growth, accountability, and critical thinking about what it means to follow Jesus within a local church. In turn, the hope is that this helps to foster and mature a culture of love at Remedy Church. So that's kind of the overarching purpose, and you can kind of see the goal here. The primary goal of the Treasure Forum is to foster increasing spiritual maturity and church involvement among men and women who are already actively pursuing maturity and involvement prior to participating in any of the Treasure Forum modules. A secondary goal, kind of attached to this, is for members to grow to a point of maturity and reputation within the congregation, to potentially be considered for leadership roles within the church, such as community group leader, deacon, elder, other roles that um, come up for leading different things. Though the office of elder is reserved for men, most modules that we offer, I would say probably 90+% of the modules offered in the Treasure Forum will be co-ed, open to both men and women. Again, here's kind of the timeline commitment. I already talked about it a little bit, but each module unit will be unique, but essentially they will run about 2 months in length with a 2 hour meeting every other week. So 4 meetings in that 2 month period. And usually you're reading kind of one book. Each module unit, again, will vary a little bit, but the requirements are going to basically be the same. There will be reading, there will be assignments before each of the discussion forums, and then there will be forums, right? So you'll read on time, you'll complete assignments on time, you'll email them to the leading pastor of the various whichever module you're doing, and then you'll attend the four forum meetings. So let me get you just a little quick sneak peek into some of the guidelines for the forum meeting. So we're gonna be discussing, and you might think, oh, this is like any other discussion. This is going to be a little bit different in that we're going to go by these active guidelines, and they're going to be enforced by whoever the pastor is that's kind of heading up the module unit. And so there are 6 guidelines that we will be following. The first one is this: active communication. These discussions are meant to sharpen reflection and discussion. Everyone's encouraged to speak up, share their thoughts, and listen carefully to others. The core principle here is we believe you have something to give and that you have something to gain from those who are participating in the module. The next one is time and space for all. This space is intended for everyone to be able to speak. You should not expect to be able to say all that you think and desire about each topic. The key is to trust that God is at work within the group. Not every thought or question will be answered in these discussions. And again, the moderator, the elder, will kind of moderate some of that. Um, Grace and love. We are called to have grace and be loving in all of our interactions. Disagreeing with one another is okay, but the manner and how we disagree is important. One of my favorite quotes from Brian Chappell is, if manner contradicts content, manner will normally be believed. So the manner by which we say things is not, I wouldn't say it's as important as the content, because the content might be what's setting someone free. However, the manner will dictate whether or not the person is able to receive the content a lot of times. Fourth, confidentiality and trust. Depending on the module unit, there might be topics of vulnerability that are discussed. Participants must value each other's trust and respect the confidentiality of sensitive discussions. At the same time, the way I would say it is, please try to mention when something is sensitive to you that you wish others not to talk about outside the forum. So if you're about to say something that's super sensitive, mention to the group just to be above in the clear, saying, hey guys, I'd rather that this stay here, but I want to use it as an example for the discussion. Please don't share with others without my permission. The fifth one is commitment to spiritual maturity. These discussions are opportunities for our personal and spiritual growth, for our good, the good of our families, and our church's good. Come with a heart ready to learn, grow, and support one another. And then finally, the one that I've been kind of alluding to, the facilitator leadership. These discussions will be guided by the pastor over the course of the module, ensuring that the conversations remain focused, balanced, respectful, and fruitful. The pastor will prompt, direct, redirect, and even shut down points of discussion as he kind of sees necessary. This may come in the form of asking specific person a question, polling the kind of entire group, maybe even asking general questions, or even just provocative questions to spur on responses from one another. So those are some of the guidelines for how those discussion parts of the modules are going to use. And now I just want to, again, briefly introduce you to, um, I want to briefly introduce you to our first module that we will be doing. Let me switch things around here. Family faith, making the home a place of grace. Um, so this is our first class. It's going to be on essentially family worship. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'm single, or maybe I'm in a spot where I don't have kids, or, whatever. Don't let family kind of throw you off. This is kind of double entendre, double meaning. What we mean here, family, yeah, sure, it's geared towards households, um, you know, the creation mandate, go and be fruitful, the physical generation, the physical children of people, the physical households. But this is actually more intended towards the idea of spiritual family, so discipleship. And honestly, uh, because this is something that we're encouraging church wide, it's good for anyone to come to this stuff, even if some of it seems geared more towards a different audience, because then you know how to minister and you know how to disciple and you know how to ask good questions to that other audience. And, you know, audiences change over time. And so This could be training for the future, things like that. But anyways, family faith, making the home a place of grace. There's going to be two primary things that you read. The first is a 71-page book, um, Donald Whitney, called Family Worship. It is actually pretty small. It is what I would like to call a nice pamphlet. And then the second reading material is a very small, short, 2-page article. Joshua Chapman, use your family worship to prepare for corporate worship. And so you will get this syllabus for this class. And as you can see, there's 4 assignments. Again, I want to just kind of put this into focus. This isn't like, it's going to maybe feel a little bit like school, but it's not school. This is aimed towards being extremely practical, something that you are able to take immediately and implement in your daily life. That's what this class is geared towards. And so the first assignment is more school-like in that you'll be summarizing the first 2 chapters of the book, and you're going to just essentially say, okay, what are the more compelling biblical arguments? What are some of the more compelling church history arguments for family worship and the support of family worship? And what was I not compelled by? And maybe what's missing? Like, what are some other arguments for it? That's assignment 1. But assignments 2 through 4 all involve making and shaping a daily family worship plan. Now, again, to take that out of your context, let's say you have a roommate who also either claims to be Christian or is not opposed to Christianity. You can ask this person to do this with you daily. So this isn't just, again, family. This is also, let's say you live by yourself. Your daily devotions can be shaped by this book in the same way. So it applies really across the board. But you're going to make a daily family worship plan or outline, or you're going to outline what you already currently do. And then you're going to put some of the books or songs or things that you do, you're going to kind of fill in some of those details. And then over the course, as you read more of this book and as we have more forum discussions, you're going to return to your outline and you're going to edit it, you're going to change it, you're going to mold it, you're going to shape it based off of further knowledge and further discussions with other people and those kinds of things. And the goal then is by the end of this class, you have a really good feel for um, what this could look like in your house. And in fact, by assignment 3, so the last kind of month of the class, you're going to start implementing what you currently have for 2 to 4 weeks. So you're by the end of this class, you would have practiced this 2 to 4 weeks, hopefully daily. Maybe you miss a couple days every once in a while. And so you get a lot of practice and you're thinking about it and discussing with it on others. And so that just allows you to really get something that really fits your audience and hits your sweet spot and the age range and whatnot. If it's for yourself, then you're able to kind of shape it and mold it around what works best for you. If it's for you and let's say your spouse or your roommate, again, you're molding it around that. Let's say you have younger audience, you can really mold the elements to fit your younger audience. So yeah, the reading assignments will be down here. And again, it's not much. It's about 30-ish, sometimes even less. So the first one's 30 something pages. Second one's like less than 10. Third one's about 20 pages. And then the last one, you're just reading that 2-page article. So not a lot of reading, not a lot of hard work, but I think this will be a valuable time. Now, these dates and times will be dependent upon you. So what we're going to do is we'll have you sign up for the class. You'll sign a form saying you commit to it. Remedy will provide the books and article for you free of charge. And we will do it on either a Saturday morning, a Sunday night, or a Monday night starting mid-September. So what the plan will be is I will get the names of people that want to do the class, and then I will talk to them collectively, and we will figure out which of those 3 times works best. So if it's Monday night, we'll do Monday night every other week, mid-September through the end of October, and that's the end of the forum discussion. So yeah, that's a little bit of an overview, and I want you to pray about it. And I would encourage you, if you have capacity, to take every single module class that we offer. We're going to offer approximately four, maybe five a year. So if you want to, do math, let's say we do four, that would be meeting 16 times a year. Let's say you can't do that, try to do two of them, right? Try to do every other one. Um, Another quick word, because most of them will be co-ed, we're not providing childcare for the modules. So let's just say you're in a situation you're like, oh, should my husband go or should I go, or should my wife go or should I go? It's you can alternate. The family worship module is for both men and women. The good thing about the assignments and the reading is technically you guys could do the reading together, even if you don't come to the discussions together. And the assignments where you're making this worship plan, I want you to take whoever you're, so like if you're, let's say you're doing it with a roommate, you can ask your roommate for input and help make this thing. Let's say you're the wife and your husband's not able to do the thing, you're gonna go home and you're gonna help shape this thing and have his input on it as well. So this it'll still work well. Just choose which one of you wants to go, or find childcare and both of you can go. So again, pray about it. I would highly encourage you, and in light of kind of what we've been talking about with Hebrews, um, the author of Hebrews wants us to pursue spiritual maturity. An element of spiritual maturity comes from reading good books, doing hard work to apply principles from those books into our life, and discussing with other believers from different seasons or the same season about these principles that we want to apply. So, yeah, pray about it, and you'll see a little bit more info come out sooner rather than later. Thank you for your time.